DaVon Mitchell may be the top restricted free agent on the Miami Heat's current roster, and signs are pointing toward the team keeping him around. Though nothing is official, a recent post on the Heat's social media account hinted at their intentions. The post encouraged fans to trust your work and directed them to an Inside the Heat YouTube episode focused on Mitchell, detailing his journey to Miami and his contributions since arriving. At first glance, it might seem like standard off-season content, but it could be more than that. Typically, teams don't promote players who are no longer under contract unless there's a plan to retain them. Mitchell, a restricted free agent this offseason, may be in line for a new deal with the Heat. And that post feels like the team laying the groundwork. Why Mitchell should be a priority. Even if there's no secret deal in place, the Heat should re-sign Mitchell. Acquired at the trade deadline from the Raptors in exchange for PJ Tucker and a second-round pick, Mitchell turned out to be a steal. In just 30 games with Miami, he posted career highs in scoring, field goal percentage, and three-point percentage. Yes, it's a limited sample size, but the impact was undeniable. He brought energy off the bench, played with intensity, and seamlessly adapted to different roles in the lineup. Whether defending the point of attack or facilitating offense, Mitchell fit perfectly into Eric Spoelstra's system. After the All-Star break, his numbers became even more impressive. A net rating of plus 4.4, a high assist-to-turnover ratio, and over 60% true shooting. Statistically and stylistically, he embodied what the Heat look for in a rotational guard. The free agency situation Mitchell is a restricted free agent, meaning Miami can match any offer sheet he signs. To retain that right, they'll need to issue him a qualifying offer worth $8.74 million before free agency begins in July. If no other team signs him, Mitchell could accept that one-year deal and hit unrestricted free agency in 2026. However, most signs point toward a longer-term agreement between the Heat and Mitchell. Industry estimates put Mitchell's market value at around $10 million annually. Projections include possible deals like 3 years, $30 million, or 4 years, $40 million. Both reasonable figures for a player with his upside. Despite this being the most productive stretch of his career, Mitchell's skill set, defensive grit, improving shooting, and toughness aligns perfectly with Heat culture. He wants to be in Miami, which he made clear by requesting a trade to the Heat earlier this season. That desire counts for something. Big moments, big response. What further strengthens the case for keeping Mitchell is how he responded in high-pressure moments. In 6 postseason appearances, including the play-in games in the series against Cleveland, he averaged 15 points per game while shooting 57% from the field and over 50% from 3. Those are elite numbers for any guard, let alone a bench contributor. Defensively, he matched up against some tough opponents like Darius Garland, Trae Young, and Donovan Mitchell. While Miami's overall defense faltered, largely due to backcourt limitations like Tyler Herro's, DaVon's individual effort was consistently strong. He's not a lockdown defender who completely neutralizes stars, but his commitment and energy were never in doubt. Can Mitchell be the starting point guard? Here's the big question. Is DaVon Mitchell capable of being the Heat's starting point guard moving forward? Probably not. At least not if the Heat intend to contend for a title. Mitchell is best suited as a high-impact backup or a situational starter, but at $10 million a year, that's still great value. The problem is, Miami doesn't currently have a starting caliber point guard next to Herro. Free agency options are thin. Malcolm Brogdon, Tyus Jones, D'Angelo Russell, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook headline the class, none of whom are ideal long-term solutions. Even if the Heat re-sign Mitchell, they'll likely need to explore trades to find a true starting point guard. Intriguing trade possibilities. 4 names that could interest Miami via trade are Ja Morant, LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, and DeJounte Murray. While each has pros and cons, Murray stands out. At 6 feet 5 inches with a long wingspan and defensive skills, Murray could complement Harrow well. He's a natural point guard who's recently been forced into an off-ball role, but still possesses playmaking abilities. The major concern is his Achilles injury, which will likely sideline him for a large part of next season. Still, if New Orleans, or another team, looks to offload his contract, Miami could take a calculated gamble. A potential deal involving Terry Rozier's expiring contract and a young asset like Jaime Jaquez Jr. could be enough to land Murray without including future draft picks. A potential rotation taking shape. Imagine a Heat lineup.